Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Rochelle with the Healing Rose, and today we are doing another pick a pile reading. So we have 1, 2, or 3, and you might feel called to watch all of them. You might feel called to a specific one. You can take this moment and focus and see which one connects with you. And then we're going to get into our readings. All right, so pile number 1. Let's take a look at our oracle. The goddess of 10,000 names. All right, so if you have felt constrained by a role, name, or identity, and you are wishing for assistance in the growing beyond, or if you have sensed a new role or identity calling you into greater expression and would love some divine help in that growth, this oracle indicates the help you need is already within you, urging your growth from within. All right, so we're looking at our identity. So who you were before isn't necessarily who you are now. We all grow and change. So let's see what the cards want to tell us today. All right, let's just go with these. All right. Okay, so King of Swords, right? This is about just being in control. You know what you want, and you're ready to step into that role. It might have been a struggle along the way, but we're moving into this place where I think it's like we've really thought about what it is that we want, right? We've taken the time to consider what our next step forward is, and we're ready to begin creating that shift, right? You know, it's like you already know. You know where it is you want to go. You know, things, it might not be easy to make this shift. There might be some internal struggle here. Okay, so let's see. So we have Temperance. Okay, so we need to create a balance, right? The easiest way forward is if things are balanced in our lives. So it might not be all like just a mad chaos, mad rush forward. But as we start to create this balance, creating the shift in our life, right? Look at this, balance, balance. So I'm definitely seeing a real sense of definitely a real sense of creating that balance between who you were and who you are becoming, of healing that sense of being separate, of healing that need for it to be a struggle, because it can really be easy, right? We can create that shift. We can begin to bring more joy into our life instead of focusing on the struggle and focusing on what it is that you've wanted to shift and turn around and what it is you want to create yourself. And you know, that internal dialogue where we tell ourselves, oh, this is going to be hard. This is going to be, people aren't going to go with this right away. It's going to take time to create this shift. And it doesn't have to be a struggle. You're stepping into a place of joy, of becoming who you are. Becoming, I'm getting a sense here that it's just becoming more balanced, in balancing your sense of who you want to be with where you need to be, because what we want and what we need aren't always necessarily the same, right? There's been a real juggling act though, and it's like, I feel like there's been part of yourself that you are hiding. Part of yourself is like out there in the open, and the rest of you is just, hidden away. Right? And it's time to bring these into balance. So what are we missing? Okay, so things are definitely turning in your favor, right? There's been a cycle that we're going on And I see that it's like, as we're going on this cycle, we are, how do I phrase this? It's like you've done the work over and over and over again, right? You've been going on this loop, and now it's time to just step out. Like, you have to make that choice to move forward, and then just do it. Because you're indecision, and it's like what you want and where you think you're going, right? And imagining the judgment that's going to be coming to other people, where this is just saying it's really time for you to step into who you are, make that choice, step into it, become who you were always meant to be. Allow yourself to, instead of hiding yourself away and keeping yourself separate, allow yourself to step out there and let people know who you are. Let people know what it is you're offering. And then I'm seeing that this is like a beautiful, beautiful space that you're stepping into, right? You're really creating something beautiful. All right. So let's just see if there's a little something we can take away from here. There's a little something maybe our oracle cards have to add to this. Okay, so your strengths. All right. Okay, so your strength here is going to be in trusting the divine, trusting that the universe has your back. Trust that even though you don't know the reaction, you don't know how people are going to perceive it, you don't know how you're going to be received, trust that everything is happening for your highest good, right? So now it's just time for you to just really ride on that wave of positivity, right? Things are happening for you now to bring about your best life. Like, everything's just for your highest good right now. All right. Oh, and here's our challenge, the balancing act, right? So you might all be focusing internally, and this is saying you need to focus externally. You might be focusing all on what your finances are right now, but you need to focus on your relationships. Or you might be all focused on what your relationships are, but you're neglecting your work. Or you might all be focused on work, but you're neglecting, your home life. So this is just saying, like, you need to bring things into balance. You need to make an assessment. Just, be willing to step forward and trust that all is going to happen the way it needs to happen for you. But it's really important that you bring things into balance, right? That was over here, our temperance card, our justice card, things being balanced, right? So it's really important for you to notice the areas of your life that you have been ignoring and see where they might need something taken care of. Okay, well, I hope that helped you, and I hope that it resonated. And as always, you take what resonates with you and then just leave the rest, because this is such a general reading for everyone. Not all things might necessarily be specific to you. So if you enjoyed this reading, I would love if you would hit that little thumbs up button down below. And if you feel called to watch another reading, we'll see you there. Okay, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's see our oracle card, the Dark Healing Chamber. The most challenging task is to take courage in both hands and journey within to meet your own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. The sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, is to push us to venture inwards, to seek and heal the darkness within. Okay. So how can we shift into more healing in our life, right? So this card is really speaking to that shadow work, looking within, understanding where we are blocking ourselves, understanding that negative self-talk voice within us. Okay, so I'm going to say this one. All right, so the Nine of Swords. Ooh, right. Okay, so that dark healing chamber. There we go. Nine of Swords. So our Nine of Swords, this is really, this is definitely really about healing within, right? Oh, okay. So we've been hurt. We've been betrayed. We've been stabbed in the back. Things are just, you know, enough is enough. But this is a place where we are waking up. We are understanding what's happened to us, and we're starting to see, I mean, there's not always a why, you know, but we're starting to become really aware of the situation that we've been in, of the people that, you know, maybe have been obstacles for us, people that have been challenges in our life, and coming to that place where we can accept the things that have happened. We can accept this negativity having been in our life because we are ready to let it go and move on, right? Forgiving doesn't mean necessarily forgetting, but when we forgive that situation, it allows us space to move past that, to move forward and bring something new in. Because if we're full of hurt and upset, we don't have room for anything else to come into our life except for more hurt and upset, right? So at some point, we just need to let that go in order to move on, in order to create something else, right? So this Tower is here to tell us that we can make absolutely huge transformations, right? We need to come into an acceptance and understanding of our emotional state, right? Getting in touch with the emotions, and looking at what it is that we can leave behind us, right? Because we have this incredible road ahead. We need to stop looking back. We need to be ready to, this is saying like, you know, there's no point anymore in crying over spilt milk. There's no point in being stuck in the past. We're ready to just leave the past behind and move on. All right, so this is a time for you to begin to take action and take stock of what, you know, where you are and what you need to do to create this shift where you can move beyond, right? We want to create this positive change in our life, right? This like beam of light coming through the darkness, right? This splitting open here. When we let go of that darkness, we create room for the light to come inwards. Okay, so I don't feel it's like the top of the deck here. I feel this one. Okay, all right. So moving from the Nine of Swords into the Ten of Pentacles, right? This is our beautiful space. So not focusing on all the negativity anymore, but focusing on what it is you want to create. Focus on that positive, right? Because the temptation is just to stay stuck in this loop. The temptation is to just always go back into the nightmare instead of letting go and moving on, right? The Five of Cups, letting go and moving on. So it's about where we're focusing. Are we focusing on the negative things, or are we going to focus on the positive moving forward, right? We're tempted to just always look back, but the past is gone. It can't be changed. It can't necessarily be erased, but we can move forward, right? There's a real opportunity here for you to create this positivity, for you to create this forward movement, right? And if you begin to step into this, you are going to have some success here. You're going to have, it's like there's an achievement, right? You're overcoming these shadows from your past. You're overcoming these negative things, and you're moving into this space where you can create a positivity for yourself, right? It's all a mindset. Okay, so Page of Swords, King of Swords. All right. Very interesting movement here, right? So it's like this translation here. Okay. Yeah. So I'm seeing like a real movement from this, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the child that wants to take their power back, right? Moving into a person that has become very controlled, and moving from the space of things being really delineated, really controlled, into a space of openness, right? So we have these really tight concentric rings here, and it's like we want to manage things. And this is moving into a space of openness. We don't need to manage, because we've moved beyond just like this tight self-control into, you know, we're letting go of that old way of doing things, and we're opening ourselves up, right? We're creating this big, beautiful open space for love and acceptance to come into our life, right? For that healing to pour in. And this is, I feel like this is like not just a learning opportunity. I feel like this might even be finding some mentorship. Okay. All right. Oh, so here we go. Bottom of the deck. What are we missing? So we're missing the fact that love is right in front of us, right? There's been a lot of time turning inwards and a lot of time contemplating where you are, maybe even feeling stuck, right? But this is our card of rebirth. This is where we allow ourselves to be born again, right? We are creating a new version of ourselves as we move forward, right? The opportunity is here, and you can create a really dramatic change for yourself, right? So let me see if there's another little add-on from the Oracle card. All right, so where is your strength? Okay, so your strength here is in that internal compass that you have, right? Understanding what your spiritual true north is. And if you can hold the focus, right? So this is saying like you really need to hold on to that focus, right? Because right now it might feel like you're in this place where where you're in this dry desert where there's no love, there's no joy, there's no inspiration, you're just stuck. But focusing on where that true north for you is, right? On where you want to go. Focus on where you want to be, not where you are right now, because everything that you've gone through has been there to teach you something, right? It might be forgiveness. It might be to teach you an understanding, right? It might just be to show you how incredibly resilient you are. Okay. So your challenge here is allowing yourself to trust that the universe, that, you know, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, has your best interest at heart, because I feel like there's a lack of trust here. There's been a separation. There's been a disconnect in your belief that, you know, good things or positive things could be happening for you. But know that right now, this is saying to me, you know, you need to trust, right? You know what it is you want. You are so resilient for what you've gone through. Everything that's happened has just made you a stronger person right now. Even if it doesn't feel like that, you know, but things are happening now for you. Things can happen for you. You just need to trust. You need to hold that vision of what it is you want to create. Hold a positive picture for yourself, right? When you hold that positive picture, right, you're holding the positivity in your mind. That is going to create that space for the positivity to come in, instead of holding on to darker thoughts and holding on to the negativity of the past, right? We have that little spark here. We're starting to come to life, and we know that things can happen for us. All right, pile number 2. I hope that resonated with you on some level, and that it gives you some insight moving forward. And if you enjoyed the reading, I would love if you would hit that little thumbs up button down below for me. All right, so if you're sticking around, I will see you for pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. So let's see your card here. Divine Destiny, the Divine Warrior is within you, helping you to continue with a worthy path even during difficult times. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be by bringing more wisdom, focus, or intelligence, or surrendering into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. All right, so the Divine Warrior within, helping you to continue with a worthy path, even during times of difficulty. So what challenge are we facing? Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, 9 of Swords. All right, 9 of Swords. Let's see what's going to go with the 9 of Swords. Ugh, I'm feeling this one right here. Okay. Oh. Wow. All right. So a lot of swords here. Okay, so like we've really been stuck up in our own thoughts, right? Kind of trapped in your head almost here, it looks like. Okay, so let's see, our journey through the swords. Okay. 9 of Swords, 6 of Swords, the Magician, the 5, and then the 4 of Wands, which is an interesting place to move into. Okay, so we have been feeling, you know, life has just been a nightmare, right? Mentally, we're under so much stress. Things have not been going well. You know, but we're shifting into the 6 of Swords, where we're just kind of allowing the flow of things to happen, right? So we've been really stuck. It's, you know, it's been, difficulty. Yeah, exactly. Difficulty. You know, there's been betrayal. There's been loss. It's just been a nightmare, right? We've been stressed out. Maybe we haven't been sleeping well. You know, and then the 6 of Swords is just kind of like, okay, so we're going on a journey to, you know, I'm kind of thinking it's like more a journey of discovering your own strength, your own power, your own abilities to do things. And it's kind of like we've just started to sort of flow into things. And, you know, it feels like some of the struggle that we're having here is more like we're in a place of, I want to say it's kind of like almost some of the struggles didn't have to be if you didn't feel the need to be right. Yeah. Like if you didn't have, like somebody else could have an opinion and you have an opinion that's different. And instead of just going, okay, well, they can have their opinion, whatever, you're like, let me show you how wrong you are. And that hasn't necessarily created the best environment, right? But if we're trying to move into a place of, this is a place of where we're really being embraced and celebrated by our friends, our community, going at everything, going into it by just telling everybody, well, yeah, but I'm more right than you are. So good luck having your opinion because I'm here to tell you, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. That's not going to really win us a lot of friends, right? So the magician is here to just kind of tell us, like, we're capable of shifting things around, right? We can create whatever vision we want moving forward, whether it's strife or it's celebration. We are the ones that are, and we're choosing that by the words we speak and the way we're presenting ourselves. Okay. Interesting. All right. So we've got this impetus to move forward, right? We're wanting to create something. This to me almost feels like there's something that you want to make happen within your community or within the group of people that you choose to surround yourself with. It's like we're wanting to create and manifest something new, right? This beautiful page energy, like the Knight's just like moving forward. We're making this happen. Look at what we're building. It might not be the easiest thing to do, but we want to make this happen. And the page of Wands is like this beautiful spark of intuition, right? And we know that if we hold true to some positivity, look at this 6 of Wands has come up again. It's interesting because it definitely was there in pile number 2, and so was the 9 of Swords, and in the same place even. So that's interesting. So there might be a correlation between pile 1 and pile 2. Okay. Which is an interesting expansion on that healing work that needs to happen for pile 2, right? If things have been challenging, but you're faced with a challenge, right? It's like, how are you bringing yourself forward into this challenge? Let's see here. Okay, 2 of Swords. Okay, so yeah, I think we really need to decide here, right? What is it that do we want happiness moving forward, or do we want to be right as we move forward? Because what is it that you want to manifest for yourself? Because you can do either. I think it's time to really focus on holding a positive picture for yourself, holding that vision of you coming out on top, and holding that vision of being in a place where we can celebrate, where we feel loved, where we feel connected, where we feel that we're building something positive. And hold on to that vision without having to micromanage it, without having to be the person that's right all the time. Okay, yeah. And coming through this transformation, if we can hold on to that positivity, we're going to come into a place where that these difficulties, these challenges that we've been going through will be over. Okay, so what are we missing? All right. That turning inwards, that's interesting. The Hermit came up in the last one as well. Okay, so we tune inwards. We focus on ourselves, right? Maybe even just taking a little bit of time for meditation. Have that internal dialogue, right? Change your thoughts. Change your thoughts from that negative pattern, that pattern of needing to be right, of needing to come out on top, of you know, change that into a place where we can be positive, right? Because we want to break this cycle of negative self-talk. I feel like with this Judgment card right here, right? It's like there's a lot of, there's this cyclical pattern here where, you know, often when we speak out in judgment, it's because we judge ourselves so harshly. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. All right. Know that who you are becoming is who you were meant to be. And so allow yourself to hold a positive vision for who you will be and where you will go, right? We've got so many 10s here. We've got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, right? So this is telling me there's like a whole new chapter that can happen. You just need to step out of this cycle of negativity, of negative self-talk to yourself and to others, right? Because sometimes it's not all just the voice in our head. You need to make that decision to move into positivity. All right, so what can our oracles share with us? Let's see. All right, so where's our strength in this situation? Oh, okay. All right, so your strength is in holding the focus for yourself of what your true north can be, of what, of that positive picture, right? Hold on to the vision. When you keep yourself aligned with that vision of positivity, that's creating this space for you to shift forward. All right. Okay. So listening, right? Tune inwards. It's like the hermit, the hanged man, right? We want to tune in and we want to listen, right? The better you can get at listening to others and listening to your own internal dialogue, you really begin to understand what's going on. All right, so let's see, where's our challenge? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so our magical map shifter, right? The challenge is in really letting yourself be aware of, there'll be people that will come into your life now that, you know, it's people that will come in like, that will be like your soulmate, that will be that, you know, divine person that comes in to nudge you in the right direction, that person that comes in and gives you that, you know, last missing piece of the puzzle so that you're able to see that big picture, that key that opens that door that you've been trying to get through, right? So there's someone that's going to be coming in, and if you're not listening, if you're not holding an awareness, if you're so busy caught up in the strife that you think is all around you, right? If you're caught up in your negative self-talk, in your, you know, in your need to be right, you might miss what's happening here, right? You might miss that little bit of insight, that gift that person is going to give to you, right? So now is the time for, and I feel like this is actually going to be hard for you. Now is the time for you to just begin to really listen and pay attention to the people around you. All right. Hold on to that vision for positivity, right? I mean, we all want to be celebrated, right? We all want to come out on top. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you hold on to that positivity, right? Hold on to the belief that you can shift things, that you can change the cycle that you've been in, and just listen, pay attention, and really become aware of the people that come into your life. Because there's someone, I feel like they might already be in your life. You're just not hearing what it is they have to say, but there's something, there's definitely something here. I love when this card comes up. It always means something magical is going to happen, right? Somebody's going to come up to you and say something and be like, oh, hey, this is there. And that's going to change your trajectory into a whole new positive place, right? We just need to pay attention when we hear these things come up. All right, so I hope that that resonated with you. I hope that you found some helpful guidance there. And if you've stuck around this long, I would love if you would hit that little thumbs up button. And if you feel called to, I would love if you would subscribe and join me for future readings. And until we speak again, take care